Hey guys, it's Unique Holtz and welcome to another episode of Furry Friends with Mary Meowie Tilly. And today we're going to be featuring Trenette. If she can come over here. Trenette!
Hey, baby girl. No, she says I'm being camera shy.
That's okay.
Yeah, oh, here we go. Hi, baby.
And how old is Trenette?
So Trenette is estimated to be 4 years old. She was brought into us by Camden County Animal Control. She was found running with another dog, Aaron, who has already been adopted. And when Trenette came in, we labeled her as a lab mix. But over the course of time that she has been with us, she started developing these dark spots on her sides that you can see. And so we asked our vet to check that out, and they said what they believe that is a form of alopecia that is very common in boxers. So they said to label her as a lab and boxer mix because of that. She is full grown. She is the size she's gonna be. Which is a nice medium. I know she's a little big for some people, but she's not overly large. Not going to get any bigger though. Depending on how many treats you feed her, she may plump out.
Okay. And in the yard, does she do good with the other dogs?
So Trenette can be a little dog selective.
Okay.
She did well with Aaron when they came in together. They weren't necessarily a bonded pair. We didn't feel like we needed to adopt them out together or anything, but she did fine with her. We have so far been unable to find her another friend to play with while she's been here. But that could just be the atmosphere in the shelter. It can be very noisy, it can be very chaotic, and it can kind of stress them out.
Yeah.
So we feel like she is one that if you do have another dog in the home, we would definitely want to bring them in for a meet and greet before we would send her home, just to gauge that initial reaction.
Yeah.
She has been okay coexisting. She's not a fence fighter. She doesn't, like sometimes we have dogs that don't get along with their neighbor in the next kennel. We have to put them back in the other building where they can't see the dog that is next to them. She has been okay up here in the kennels, hasn't been a fence fighter or anything like that. So we feel like there is a possibility that she could find a friend that she gets along with.
Yeah.
Just gotta meet that right buddy.
Or she's a little anxious, that's all.
Or she could be an only pet and get all the love. I'm sure she would enjoy that too. Right now we have her, the vet has her on melatonin, which is a treatment for the alopecia, and it definitely seems to be getting better. Her black spots aren't as big as they were. They seem to be receding a little bit. We do not know if that's something she's going to need to be on, for the rest of her life or not.
Right.
That'll just be, we just need to see how she does with it, and then that would be a decision for, her future adopter's vet to make on how to handle that moving forward. And it's not anything that is going to cause any long-term harm. It's not anything that's deadly. We feel like maybe it's, a little itchy for her type thing, and then that cosmetic factor to it. And helps her calm down a little bit too, I think, because sometimes in the kennel she gets a little stressed out and a little jumpy when people that she doesn't know real well walk by. I don't get to spend a whole lot of time on the floor with the dogs, so a lot of times when I walk by a kennel, they don't recognize me like they do some of the girls that get them out all the time.
All the time and playing.
And can have a little bit of a barky, jumpy reaction to me when I go by. Sometimes it sounds like you want to eat my face off, but obviously I'm okay, huh?
Well, and I think with the storm today, she might be a little timid.
True, yeah. It's raining pretty hard out there and making lots of noise, and the dogs tend to get a little stressed out and nervous over that as well.
And how'd she do at her vet check? Was she comfortable? Was she anxious?
That would be a Chrissy question.
She did good. She did good.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Chrissy's the one who usually drives them to the vet's office and takes them in for those spay and neuter appointments and those checkups and all that stuff. So
Nice.
she's the one that you can usually gauge how they do in the car and things. And we always, when people will reach out, they'll call on the phone, they'll send emails to ask questions about the animals. Maybe they have a specific personality trait they're looking for. Everybody always wants to know if they're potty trained, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I always check with the girls, and anything that I don't know the answer to, I'm always going to check with the team. And when you come in, we're going to pull team members off the floor to talk to you.
To help you out with that.
Know more about that animal.
Well, thank you so much for showing us Trenette today.
Always.
And thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Furry Friends. I'm Unique Holtz with Mary Meowie Tilly. And remember, if you're interested in adopting, you can visit OzarksKat K9.com.